In this video, we're going to look at key CV formatting tips. Remember that your CV is a marketing document. You want to present it well so that your target audience, those who will review it, will say, oh my goodness, this is undoubtedly the person that we're looking for. So your formatting is the packaging, the most important element when somebody just looks at the document of your professional CV. So here's the tip number one. You're going to have two formats to your professional CV or resume, as they say in the US. The first format is going to be an electronic format focused on targeting the applicant tracking system. This is a software system that searches the content of your professional CV to look for keywords that match your CV to a job description that they have prepared. You want that applicant tracking system to smoothly, without any hitches, scan your CV and find the information it's looking for. Which means that when you get into really stylistic Adobe Professional formats, an ATS system may not easily read across the columns or the different stylistic sections that you format your CV in. So what do? You're going to keep the first format of your CV in a Word document that will go from the top to the bottom, putting in sections just as you would any document that you write. And when you send that then electronically, you can either send it as a Word document or as a PDF. The second format then can be stylistic. Usually you send this in person. It can have different columns, it can have different sections, it can have one part in a different color from another. Obviously, not getting too excited about the formatting that you use. I would recommend Canva, canva.com, for you to explore CV formats that you can use when you really want to add that flair and personality to your CV, and you know that you're sending it in person and therefore it will not confuse any ATS. So that is on formats. The second tip is on font styles, right? If you're writing a CV that you know you're going to submit electronically, and you know the first reviewer will be the ATS rather than a human being, use professional, subtle, boring formats such as Verdana, Calibri, Garamond, Arial, Times New Roman. These are the usual fonts that we see in business documents, and you cannot go wrong when you use these. The third tip is font sizes. You want to make sure that you use font sizes that are not too large that they take up too much real estate on your CV. You do not want to run into the third and the fourth page, nor do you want it to be so small that people need a magnifying glass to read through it. So the ideal font sizes that you should have running throughout your professional CV is at the very top of the first page, your name can be in a font size 14. You could also do it at 12 if you feel like you're running out of pages, you're running out of spaces at the bottom. So you have a font size 14 for your title. Your contact details can be in a font size 10 or font size 11. Heading over to the different sections of your CV, those section headings can be in a font size 12, at minimum font size 11. Then when you come into the details, for instance, of the relevant experience or your professional experience section, you can put the top detail, that is the name of the organization that you work for and location, your title, and the date. You can put those in a font size 12 or 11, and then make sure in the body of the text, the font size does not go below 11. Tip number 4 is word or letter formatting. So whether it's going to be bold, italicized, or regular, or underlined, it is key that titles are in bold. You can keep them regular, but you really want them to stick out on your CV. Then any information that you're going to put as a way of summary, for instance, when you're putting your contact details up top, or you have a summary about the organization you've worked for, as a descriptor of those organizations, those can be in italics. And then the body of your content will be in regular font. You really don't need to underline anything on your CV. The fifth tip is spacing. Now, the entire CV can be spaced at 1.0. You don't need to make it 1.5. This is not an essay. And at the end of the day, you really want to make sure that you're sticking to 2 pages as much as you can. So keep it at 1.0 spacing. It is key that you actually create spaces, that is, press enter and leave a space before starting the next large section of your CV. It is also important under the relevant experience or professional experience section for you to put a space under each section of the organizations you had worked for. This allows your CV to have nice white spaces from section to section and just makes it a pleasure for the reviewers to read your document. So those were key CV formatting tips. In the next video, we're going to step 1, your personal information. If you haven't already, subscribe to Modesta Mahiga YouTube channel and turn on notifications so that you can receive every single video that I'm going to release in this series to a step-by-step guide to writing your professional CV. I'll see you in the next video.